Hi, this is Satirs from ProBloggingSchool.com. Today's video is about criticism, okay? And the topic is whether you should ignore or evaluate criticism, okay? And basically, what made me make this video was a conversation I had with someone recently. And they said to me, I really don't like being criticised. And when I'm criticised, it makes me feel very low, and I just don't like to be criticised. And really, my reply was that it's quite often at times during a period of actually being criticised or something happened to you that becomes a turning point in your business or in your life or in a lot of things. So I think the point of criticism is sometimes criticism can be a bad thing, but in some cases criticism can actually be good, because if someone criticises you, normally there could be a reason behind it, okay? So sometimes the reason could be because they're not like you, and they want something different than you. And in that case, you can sort of evaluate it. Like, for example, someone could criticise you because you're in a home-based business and you talk about making money. And, those people could basically be in a job and, spend their whole life working for money, and then criticise you saying that you're trying to sell stuff, online, and that all you're interested in is money, when the same people are going out and spending their whole life working for it every day and not getting to see their family or do the things they want. So when someone criticises you, what you do is you evaluate the criticism. I think you need to evaluate the criticism and find out, is that criticism valid? Is it valid? And, should you validate the criticism? Should you validate it? Is it a valid point, or is it that person, that's criticising you because they're not going to be like you? They're not going to be in the top 5% of earners online. They're not going to be a top business entrepreneur. Maybe they're just going to be somebody working a job for the rest of their life. And you can sort of say to yourself, well, I don't really accept this criticism, because I don't want to be like that person, right? So I just ignore it and laugh at it. Not laugh at it to them, but sort of say to myself, well, it's not really that important. But at the end of the day, sometimes criticism is very valid. Sometimes you might want to know. So basically, like I was saying, criticism, you want to see what, whether it's worth, the criticism that's being given. Sometimes criticism can be very productive, because if you find out you're doing something wrong and someone actually says to you, sometimes you can't see the wood for the trees, right? So sometimes you could be doing something to sabotage your business or sabotage yourself, and you don't actually see that, okay? And sometimes by having a criticism or by something going wrong and somebody criticising something you do, it can just make you stop and actually look at what you've done wrong, and can be a turning point in your life. Sometimes, someone can say something to you, have a criticism, and it can turn your whole life around, I remember listening to a video from one of my friends, and he even said that, he went to a training course, it was like a speaker's training course, and the person who was taking the training course, who was supposed to be a top sort of speaker trainer, said, you'll never be a good, you'll never be a, top speaker or something like that. And when he heard that, it just made him say, right, I'm going to speak on the stage in front of, thousands and thousands of people. and that made him determined to do that. And I believe that he will do that. He speaks to thousands of people every day in his videos. He has over 500,000 views, I think. And basically, so he speaks to a lot more than thousands of people, but he also is going to be doing it very soon on a stage in front of a lot of people. I'm pretty sure of that. And that's because he made that decision because of criticism. So, instead of looking at criticism from a negative point of view, sometimes take criticism and look at it first and see, is it valid? Is it a valid criticism? Like I know 2 or 3 people that quit their online marketing business because somebody criticised that they were selling in a group. Somebody criticised, they were actually selling a product in a group, which all people need. And because they weren't even selling it, they weren't even in the group selling the product, they put a post about, a specific subject, like, for example, learning how to, it was like learning how to make a certain type of food. And then at the end of the post, when you go and you read at the bottom, it's blogging system, and there's a button to click and join. And as soon as these people who are probably employees, probably never made a penny online in their life, and they basically said, oh, that's a scam what you're doing, that's a scam. So they automatically quit, right? So even though the system's fantastic, it's a brilliant business, people make loads of money in it, transparently where your money goes and everything, and it actually goes to the other person, so it's completely not a scam. But even though that happened, because 2 or 3 different people approached 2 or 3 people about something and said, oh, that's a scam, they basically quit. Right, so they basically quit on their dreams, quit on living a better lifestyle, just because of, basically because of that, So that's why take the criticism, look at the criticism, see, is the criticism really valid? Do you validate it or not? And if you don't validate it, just keep on going and ignore it and just think, well, I don't want to be like them. Do I want to be like the person who criticised me? Do I want to be working 9 to 5 for the rest of my life for some company until they close down and then start whining that I don't have a job or waiting for the government to give me a handout? And if you don't want to be that person, then, don't take the criticism as valid. But, if a criticism is valid, take it on board, make the change. If someone says you need to do this or you're not doing this in your business and they're experts in that and they can help you to make more money, then take it on board and try and do it. Yeah, so take action and do it, and that's really it. So if you want to, if you haven't already, if you want to click the subscribe button below to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you want to, I would also appreciate it if you have anything to say, if you want to put your comments below, and if you would just click the like button for me, that would be brilliant as well. If you want to find out more about me, you click the link below this video, it'll take you to my website. And if you're already on my website and you want to find out more about what I do, if you just click the button below this video, and you'll be able to find out more about what I do. So that's it for today. Until the next video, I'll talk to you again soon.